Hey guys, come into the kitchen, make yourselves comfortable. I am prepping for our pasta dinner. We are doing lasagna tonight. It's going to be a late night. We're making lasagna. I also have some chicken cutlets here that I was going to try to do if I had time. So basically I was going to do 2 meals and then we would have it today and tomorrow. But I'm not sure about the chicken cutlets. For sure, we are making lasagna. So be prepared, you guys. It's going to take us a minute. I'm doing everything with you guys right now. I haven't prepped anything. Prep, cooking. I might end the live and then come back later with the reveal. I don't know, depending on how long we're here, because the lasagna is going to take a moment. I have my water on the stove. I just put it on the stove. I preheat my oven to 350 so that we don't forget to do that. And I'm still on the fence about doing the chicken parmesan, but I will lightly season my chicken and then I'm going to sit it in the fridge. Oh yes, and hello. Happy Saturday. So that was garlic powder. This is onion powder. Now when I do my chicken parmesan, I do a lemon butter sauce. And then I have the pasta and the sauce on the side. So I very lightly season the chicken cutlets. Here's a little bit of salt. I think I have about 8 cutlets here. There's a little bit of pepper. And I am debating on if I want to. Actually, I don't even have it. So the answer is going to be no for now. I was going to say I'm debating on if I want to add a seasoning that you guys would not expect to my chicken cutlets. But I will show you later. I have a BJ's order that's on the way. So while I'm cooking, at some point that BJ's order will also arrive. And then I'll have a couple of other seasonings that are in my BJ's order. And if I decide to add it, then I will show you. So these are the chicken cutlets that I might not get to tonight. But I'm still going to season them and then set them in the refrigerator. And hello. I may have saw some of you earlier, maybe about half hour ago when I was on. I had just finished breaking down all of my meats from the butcher. And I told you guys to come back so that we could cook together. So if you're back, thank you for joining me again. I'm going to go ahead and sit this in the refrigerator. I'll be right back. I'm also going to rinse my hands really quick. Okay, so I have a lot of stuff going on right now. I have this meal that I'm cooking. I have a BJ's order that I'm tracking, so it's going to show up while we're on live. And actually, I may have 2 meals that I'm cooking, depending on if I have enough time. And then we have that BJ's order. Oh, sorry, guys. And what else did I have to do? I don't even remember. I'm just going to move around the kitchen like I normally would. I'm not necessarily going to narrate every single thing that I'm doing. But hello, and thank you for hopping on. And just bear with me, you guys. Make yourself comfortable because we're making lasagna. So it's going to take a second, okay? Go ahead and put this pan on a medium heat. I have our ground beef here. I'm going to get this in the pan and get this going. Bring this to the sink. I'll be back. Okay, now this is going to be an easy lasagna. I feel like there are levels to different meals. I don't always cook everything exactly the same. Sometimes I get a little bit more creative than other times. We're going to keep it simple. And it's going to be simple and delicious. Our ground beef is heating up. I'm going to start adding some seasonings. So we have pepper. Salt. Running low on that. Add our Italian seasoning. Just enough. Throw a little bit of parsley in here. Some onion powder, and this is a very fine onion powder, so there's also the other one that I use on the chicken cutlets. I'm going to add that one to this as well. This is garlic powder. I have this Tuscan Italian grinder. I'm just going to grind up a little bit of this in here. I'll add a little bit of paprika, smoked paprika, just a little. I'm literally running low on my seasonings, but what I wanted to do was make something that would last us a couple of days, that I can make in bulk, that will last us a couple of days, so that I don't have to cook every day. So now here's the regular onion powder. And hello to those of you who are just joining. We're getting started on our lasagna. Garlic powder. so far we have only powders here, and then that little bit of salt that I added. Again, I have some other seasonings that are in my BJ's order, so once that order arrives, I can add those seasonings in. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Can't really go wrong cooking ground beef. Whether you're cooking on a higher heat or a lower heat, you just want to get it cooked. I'm also going to turn up this water. See if we can get it to boil. Now while we're waiting for our water to boil, and while we're waiting for our ground beef to cook, I'm going to prep other ingredients that we're going to need for the lasagna. So we're just going to keep moving around the kitchen. Try not to forget you guys are here. I don't want to ignore you. Alright, so as I'm kind of breaking down the ground beef, I'm just making sure that all of the seasonings that I added are fully incorporated into all the meat. So I'm just kind of chopping it down, making sure all the seasonings are blended in, and now I'm going to let it cook. And I'm going to come and visit you guys and see how everything's going over here. Hey, hi, hi. Alright, I'm going to keep going. Let's work on our cheese. Ricotta cheese. And then we have some blocks of cheese that we're about to shred. So this is Colby Jack cheese. This is an 8-ounce block. And I do have some other cheese that's in my BJ's order. So that'll be here shortly. That I won't have to shred. It's already shredded. I want to use these small grates. I'm going to use this bigger part here. I don't really have to finely shred it. It just needs to get shredded. Normally I'd have some gospel music playing. Let's stir up our ground beef. So we've seasoned the ground beef. Even that was a light seasoning. Once I add the sauce, we'll see what flavors might be missing, and I'll add more. And then also being mindful that the cheese has salt in it as well. Now we have mild cheddar. Our ground beef is also pretty much done. I'm going to drain off some of this oil. And I'm going to add the sauce. Push it over to the side. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And I'll just let the oil pool right here. And then I will take a paper towel and absorb as much of it as I can. Take a paper towel, ball it up, and I was looking for my other tongs, but these will do. Just take a paper towel, and then just sit it right here and let it absorb some of this grease. I don't want to necessarily cook the paper towel, but I'm just going to absorb as much of this as I can. Alright. Now this is going to be hot, so just be very careful. I'm going to throw it away. I'll be right back. Alright, the ground beef smells delicious. And actually, let me crack a window really quick. We love to cook and food smells good, but we don't want to smell like food. I don't necessarily need everyone and everything to smell like lasagna. So, okay, ground beef. Now we're going to add our pasta sauces. We're doing Bertolli today. I'm going to add a traditional marinara and mix that with an olive oil and garlic. Keep it simple. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this jar. Take this and dump it into this jar. Okay. Add it to our sauce. We'll put these in the recycling. Now we clean as we go. So you'll see me moving around, cleaning up my mess as I'm cooking so that we don't have a big mess to clean after we're done. We're going to let this simmer so that the flavors, the seasonings that I've already added to the ground beef can infuse into the sauce. And then we'll come back, we'll taste the sauce. We'll add anything that we need more of, and then also by that time my BJ's order should be here and I'll have my other seasonings. And instead of adding sugar, because yes, I do believe in adding a little bit of sugar to your pasta sauce, instead of adding sugar, I add honey. Just some type of a sweetener to help cut the acidity. And I love adding honey to just about everything. Now, some things I don't add honey, but anything that I would normally add sugar or some type of a sweetener to, I do like adding honey instead. I'm going to get the lid for this pot. And I'm going to let this simmer, so medium heat. Our water is not a rolling boil, but it is bubbling, so it's almost time to put that pasta in. I'm going to keep grating this cheese. We are going to keep moving right along. At some point, BJ's will be pulling up to my house to deliver groceries. Double check for comments. Okay. Well, whoever's watching, thank you for watching. I hope you're having a good day. And I appreciate you joining. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So this cheese is all set. I'm going to set this over to the side. And yes, you guessed it, we are going to clean our workstation. I'll be right back. I'm just going to rinse a few things and then I'll be right back over there. Okay, so we're going to use this bowl. I don't think I'm going to need this knife again, so I'm going to put this in the sink too. And normally I would also wash all the dishes as I'm cooking as well, so that I don't have dishes to wash when I'm done. But I'm going to do my best not to disappear from you guys for too long, so. Now here's our ricotta cheese. Look, I needed that knife. Okay, BJ should be showing up any moment now. I'm going to dump the ricotta cheese in here. Get rid of this container. I'm going to add 2 eggs. Throw this away. Now I also lightly season my ricotta. And I add the eggs because I don't necessarily like it to be really thick. So it'll be like a thin layer. This is the onion powder. This is the garlic powder. I'm going to turn the sauce down. I'm going to mix up this ricotta cheese. Alright, so we have our ricotta cheese mixture, and we've got water. Again, it's not a rolling boil, but it is bubbling. So I'm going to go ahead and add the pasta. It's not going to come to a rolling boil properly until I actually have the pasta in there. This pot like never comes to a rolling boil. This water will evaporate out before it actually starts boiling. I like to kind of lay the pasta in individually instead of just tossing it in so that they don't stick to each other. This box is going to go into the recycling. Okay, so let me think about what else we need to do. We need to taste the sauce. And now that the pasta's in the water, it's starting to bubble. Sauce is pretty good, doesn't really need much of anything. I'm gonna add a little bit more honey. I'm gonna wait until my other seasonings come to just put a little bit. But all the dried seasonings that I put in there, the Italian seasoning, and then that Mediterranean seasoning I use, I can taste all of those flavors, the herbs. While we're waiting for the pasta, I'm going to get my pan ready. Just gonna unwrap it and clean it up, rinse it out so that it's ready to go. It's possible that we'll have enough to do 2 pans, so I'm just gonna wash both pans just in case. Pans are so flimsy. Okay. These pans are so weak, I do not trust them. I feel like I should double up, but I also feel like I'm going to have enough to do 2 pans. I placed a Walmart order today, so I didn't actually get to see the pans prior to them showing up to my house. Otherwise, I would have gotten stronger pans. So let me just make sure there are no holes. Sometimes I'll take a pan and kind of like sit it in the light. And if there are little holes, you'll see the light shine through the little holes. Don't see anything. Sometimes I get cracks in the pan. That's what I don't want. What I can do is probably fit 2 of these on a sheet pan. So I was already going to put a sheet pan underneath to support the bottom. I was thinking about doubling up on the pans. Depending on how much ingredients I have, I'll just double up on the pan and still put the sheet pan on the bottom. If I have enough to do 2 lasagnas, then I'll just make both pans. But at least they're both clean and ready to go if we need them. Or when we need them. I'll just sit this back in the cabinet until I need it. And again, we are cleaning our workstation. Wiping everything down. I'll turn this off until I get the other seasonings. I'm going to clean my tongs so that I can check the pasta. You also don't want to overcook your pasta. I'm just pulling them apart, making sure they're not all sticking together. Alright. Okay, so we have everything prepped. Just waiting for a few more ingredients. And just waiting for this pasta to finish. And then we can get started layering our lasagna. Okay. Gonna wash these dishes while we're waiting for the pasta. Okay, so we have our lasagna boiling. It'll take just a few more minutes. We've got our sauce. It's pretty much done. I just have a couple more seasonings I want to add, but I'm waiting for our BJ's order to arrive. We have our ricotta cheese mixture pretty much ready. I have a cheese blend in my BJ's order that I'm waiting for, that I'm going to add to this mixture. And then we have our cheese, our cheddar cheese and Colby Jack cheese all shredded. And then I have some additional packaged shredded cheese that's in that BJ's order that I'm also waiting for. And this is probably BJ's. Hold on, guys and gals. Okay, not BJ's. All right, I'm gonna take a sip of water. So I see I have one viewer. Hi, how are you? Drop a comment, drop some hearts. Subscribe, join the family. Happy Saturday. So while we're waiting, I have a few minutes to talk to you guys. How's everybody doing today? This is a late dinner for us. So once this lasagna is in the pan and put into the oven, we'll still have to wait for it to cook. What did you have for dinner tonight? Have you guys already eaten? I'm turning the pasta off now. I'm gonna go drain the water and then rinse it in some cool water so that I'll be able to handle it as I'm layering it in the pan. So just give me a moment and I will be back. I'm checking for comments. I don't see any. Everything is coming along in a timely fashion. Okay, so I drained the hot water, rinsed the pasta in cool water, and then I added some cool water to the pot just for it to sit in so that it can stop cooking. You don't want to over boil your pasta because the pasta is going to continue to cook once you have it in the oven. Stir up that honey that I added to the top. Okay, so our sauce is pretty much done. Our pasta is ready. We have everything laid out. I'm just waiting for BJ's to show up so that I have the rest of the ingredients I need. Give me just a moment, you guys. I will be back. I am back. See if anybody's with us. Okay. I'm just gonna sample this sauce one more time. That's a Brazilian steakhouse flavor by McCormick. Normally I would add Montreal chicken seasoning by McCormick, and I don't have that one. Okay. I want some of this liquid to evaporate out of here, so I'm just gonna bring it to a boil while we're waiting. I don't want the sauce to be too saucy. I want it to be thicker. So since we have time and we're waiting, I'm just gonna let it come to a boil. Get it a little bit thicker, and then get those flavors to be a little more pronounced. Now I have the lid open just a little bit so that that steam can actually come out. This hole doesn't allow for as much steam to come out as I want. And if I take the lid off, it's just going to splash everywhere. So I just have it kind of tipped to the side to allow for more steam to leave the pot. Okay, that sauce is beginning to simmer. So again, I'm just going to evaporate a little bit of the liquid out of the sauce so that it can be a bit thicker, and so that those flavors can be a little bit more pronounced. And I'm still waiting on my BJ's order. Give me just a moment, you guys. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, we're still here. Pretty good. The sauce is thickening up nicely. So this is a cool tip for you. Well, not a cool tip, but a tip. If your pasta sauce is ever, let's say you add too much water or you feel like it's not thick enough, you can let it simmer or crack your pot a little bit so that that steam can evaporate out instead of circulating in the pot, and it'll help to thicken your sauce because you're evaporating out the liquid basically. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off, and again I have it cracked so that the steam can actually escape from the pot. I'm going to turn this off now. Our pasta is ready. I'm literally just waiting for BJ's because we have a few more ingredients in that BJ's order. And I'm just going to move around the kitchen and you guys can just roam freely throughout the kitchen. Come and go as you please. I'll be here. Worst case scenario, I'll end up having to end the live and just come back later because I'm not going to continue cooking without all of the ingredients that I need. I'm not sure what BJ's is doing. I definitely paid for expedited delivery, priority delivery. Should have been here an hour ago. I'm still here, you guys. Our BJ's order is late. We're waiting on the rest of our ingredients. Now I'm debating on if I want to switch to breading my chicken cutlets. That is something that I could do right now since BJ's is running behind. I think I had decided that I would not do the chicken cutlets tonight, but it's looking like a good opportunity to get it done. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go wild. Okay, so BJ's is running behind. They have some of our ingredients. So we are gonna work on the chicken cutlets. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna take our ricotta cheese, our shredded cheese, I'm gonna move those out of the way. Now I'm gonna prepare our workstation for chicken cutlets. Alright, so the first thing we have to do is take them out of the refrigerator because now they've been chilling. And we want that temperature to come down a little bit. And now I'm gonna get the ingredients that I need for the chicken cutlets ready. BJ's is really throwing me off right now. Actually realizing they have my flour. So I can't even bread my chicken cutlets. Wow. Alright, well, I guess I'll just be patient and we'll just be waiting. on just a moment. Alright, you guys, so BJ's is running late, which means we have ingredients that are not here yet, and I refuse to put together this lasagna without all of the ingredients that I want to be in it. So I can do one of two things. I can let this video continue to roll until BJ's gets here, or I can end it and just come back later once I have everything I need. What shall we do? I'm just going to end the live here. There will be a part 2. I'll see you guys in a bit.